So my name is Jennifer Dominguez with Rock and Roll Arizona, and today I'm here with Damnation and Argyle Goolsby.
Hi.
Hi. So I know you guys just came back from tour like last night.
Yep.
How was it?
Overall, it was amazing. Yeah, we had a great time. Short tour for us. Started out here in Phoenix last Wednesday or Thursday, I believe it was. I don't remember.
Wednesday.
It was
Wednesday.
sometime
Yeah,
in the past. And then we had Halloween night in San Diego, then the Whiskey A Go-Go in Los Angeles, and then we went up to Santa Cruz, and then we did Berkeley at Gilman Street, Fresno, and then drove yesterday. So back to Phoenix.
Yeah, back to normal.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, pretty much.
Almost.
Almost, yeah. All right, and then how does, for you used to be in Blitzkid.
Correct.
Was your back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so how does it feel to still have some of those same fans come out to your shows and like want to hear those songs?
I feel really lucky, because I loved Blitzkid and my time in Blitzkid. I'm very proud of what we did in that band. And I'm very attuned to the people that we met along the way. And when I started the Roving Midnight, when I started my solo project in general, I was hoping that I would be able to keep that transition. Just because that's a large part of why I play, is getting the chance to interact with people. And that was such a big part of Blitzkid. I was hoping that that would be something that kind of translated into this. And it has. So I've been very fortunate.
Yeah. And how would you say that Blitzkid and your music now is different?
Would I say if it's different?
What ways
in what way? Well, there's definitely a parallel to Blitzkid in this music in terms of the energy, the approach, the subject matter, the themes that are involved. But it's a little left of center, and what I mean by that is with Blitzkid, we were very fast, we were very energetic, we were very, it was like a steam train sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Like there was really no breaks in what we were doing, and that was cool. But with the Roving Midnight, with my solo stuff, there's some songs that aren't necessarily punk rock in the sense that, it's the same beat the whole way through. It's not driven by the beat as much. There's a lot of dynamics, and I think some slower songs that don't really sacrifice the energy at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a little more expansive. I have a pretty wide taste in music in terms of what I'm influenced by. And it kind of got filtered a lot in Blitzkid to kind of fit what we felt would work best for Blitzkid. So a lot of those songs, a lot of the things that I'm influenced by, like Sisters of Mercy and Nick Cave and all these bands, they have more of an outlet now that I can kind of work into what we're doing, and people don't feel as strange about it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Because there were a few songs in Blitzkid that were great, but they didn't really fit. And we would know that playing live. So now I don't really have that problem. I can kind of play the spectrum and it's okay.
Yeah. And then for you guys, for Damnation, I know you guys started in 2014, correct?
We started rehearsals in summer of 2013, and our first show date was in 2014.
And then you guys just put out a music video, right, like a month ago?
Yep, we put out a shorter, kind of stripped down, straight ahead video for our song Time Is Up off of our new record, The Equinox.
Very 90s for all those 90s kids.
Yeah. How was it working on that?
It was fun. Yeah, we've been doing a bunch of different video projects, but that one in particular was really quick in and out. Friends of ours back in Massachusetts, they came out to actually our rehearsal space, and she kind of dummied up a really cool backdrop for us, collecting a lot of our show flyers throughout the short time that we've been playing out. And we did a few times through it, playing almost like a live version of the song, and she just kind of captured and juxtaposed all of those takes onto each other. So it was really fun, really easy in and out. It just felt like playing a really, really tiny, intimate club setting, 4 or 5 times through the song, and then we were done. So.
And what would you say are some of your biggest influence when it comes to writing your music?
Why don't you field this one, Isaac?
Yes, I would like to say.
Yeah,
It runs the gamut, man. We're really into old punk rock stuff. I listened to a lot of metal growing up as a kid, Pantera, Megadeth, stuff like that. Huge influence like Faith No More. But we dig stuff like Prince, and it comes from anywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm into a lot of reggae, stuff like that. So it's kind of pretty much everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then are you guys currently working on anything? Any projects coming down?
I think that for the past year we've been really trying to push hard to promote the record that we finished.
The Equinox.
But when we get back, I know that Isaac's got a lot of initial ideas and stems for songs in the hopper. So I think we're gonna probably start focusing on doing some pre-pro, even for maybe a shorter release to follow it up, and try to get back into a studio situation to get some stuff down, get some ideas fully fleshed out.
And I know like all the influence in your guys' music is horror punk.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to talk to you guys about some movies. Do you guys like what your guys' favorite movies are?
Oh, we got to break that down into categories. We're going to have to categorize that. We played this game last night in the van, actually, so we're prepared for this interview.
It's a fun game.
For me personally, it actually lends itself specifically to this tour that we just did. I'm from Massachusetts, and this is my first time over on the West Coast. And my absolute favorite film of all time is The Lost Boys. Which a lot of that was shot out in Santa Cruz. So that was a super treat for me. We spent actually one day while we were out on tour just kind of going through and checking every possible site off of the bucket list for me. So I was like a kid on Christmas morning that day out there. So
and on a carousel, like a kid on the carousel.
Yeah, we took a couple spins on the carousel. So that was fun.
Not just one, a couple.
Hey, one good turn, right?
And then what's yours?
Well, I mean, for me, most people that know me are going to know this answer already. It's going to be Nosferatu. 1922, Max Schreck, F.W. Murnau. That's the one that kind of set the aesthetic for me and set the pace of my interest in horror movies to follow. But there are a lot of movies out there that I think are underrated, which we were talking about last night. And one of my favorite movies, it's not necessarily a horror movie, but it's an early Wes Craven movie called The Serpent and the Rainbow. Really good movie. If no one's checked that out, you should definitely see that movie. Another one's called Dog Soldiers, excuse me. Words, verbs, things like that. Dog Soldiers was, I think it's like mid-90s, I believe it was. It's like a werewolf movie that was filmed in, I think it's an English movie. And then another really good movie that I think is supremely underrated is Event Horizon, which is a great one. I love that movie.
That movie terrified me the first time.
Yeah, it's a really, really screwed up movie, but it's really good. But for me personally, I enjoy like more gothic horror. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the more romantic stuff. I'm not really into like gore and splatter. I get it, I dig it, but it's not like something that like I'm like jonesing to watch. I enjoy it.
Okay.
I just enjoy like the more like the gothic horror aspect of stuff. That's just where I'm at.
Yeah.
My all-time favorite growing up as a kid was always Halloween 1 and 2. So, but there's so many movies I can't even name. You know what I mean? Like, there's not really. It's hard to narrow down. You know what I mean? It's like choosing a kid or a favorite song. You know what I mean? It's a tough one.
But we should note that you got to be Michael Myers.
That is
true.
This is a cool little story here. You should elaborate.
Our friend Sam, he works for Trick or Treat Studios.
Yeah.
And so they got the licensing for a bunch of licensing for movies and stuff like that. And he actually had the thing for Halloween, so I got to dress up as the clown. When he little clown thing, and Benny, our drummer, got to be Loomis.
Dr. Loomis, yes.
So that was pretty cool.
So if you ever come across any of the packaging from Trick or Treat Studios for
like Spirit Halloween and places like that,
and you see a crotchety, bespectacled man holding a gun, that's our drummer.
No glasses, Loomis.
Oh, you didn't have the glasses.
Yeah.
No
and Brad got to be.
I actually had the good fortune of modeling the officially licensed Bela Lugosi Dracula cape for one of their shoots, which was a lot of fun. Playing dress up as a vampire for a night was a good time.
Yeah, it's like get to be what you wanted to be as a kid. You know what I mean? As you grew up, it's like, what do you want to be as a kid? Vampire. And here we are.
And actually, the full circle, he's not with us today, but he played rhythm guitar out on this tour, is Emilio Menzi. And he was also a model for the Negan costume.
That's right.
So pretty much all of us got to play dress up for some advertising for Trick or Treat Studios.
Wait, did you guys dress up for Halloween though?
We were so busy planning for this
Every
tour, we
day's
forgot.
Halloween. It's true. I was me, you know what I'm saying? Like I think everyone else that didn't understand what we were doing thought I was dressed up, like the people in the gas station after the show. Like, oh, it's Halloween. Going into the hotel, checking in, like, oh, did you have a good night, Halloween night? I'm like, yeah, this is also what I could have looked like tomorrow too.
Yeah, I just wore my hat and I went as punk rock Castro.
And then, this is a fun one. If you guys were in a horror movie, who do you think would last the longest, and who do you think would die first?
Oh wow.
Are we adding in the people that aren't here?
Yeah.
Because that would be easier if we could just like, be like, oh, definitely be, Benny would just like start running and be like, fuck it, just kill me. I'm sorry, can we swear?
You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, Benny would probably just.
He's like, you know what, I'm not going to fight it.
I'm gonna go with these guys. They seem to know this situation better than I do. So
I just think it's good to throw somebody who's not here under the bus.
yeah.
Actually, Emilio, he's too nice. He'd be like, hey buddy, come give me a hug, and
Yeah.
they bite his neck.
I could see that. He'd be like, be sweet, bro.
And then out of you three, who would be first, second,
That's
and
hard to
last?
say.
Or who would be working with the killer?
Ooh.
Oh, jeez, what kind of killer?
See, we're getting
we
like, there's a
talking
twist
about?
here. This is M Night Shyamalan Ding Dong
Don't even
movie.
do it. Don't even do it.
That's hard to say, man.
I think I'd probably go first out of the three of us because I'd be too trusting. I'd wander in all like, oh, this is probably gonna.
Yeah, it would probably come down to me and Steve, and then Steve would get hungry and eat me.
See, I knew you guys would have the answer to this.
And then you're
Steve needs to eat every few hours.
Then I'll just be lonely afterwards.
Are we hiding?
Just eat me slowly, buddy.
Yeah. Now I have nobody to annoy.
Oh man.
Okay, and then.
I think Tommy would win. Tommy would
Tommy
outlive
would win.
us all. So
Tommy would be
there you go.
secretly working with the killer.
There
There
you
we
In the
go.
go.
background.
There you go.
with a twist.
He'd Kaiser Soze our ass. Yeah, you come in.
And is there anything else that you're currently working on?
Yeah, right now I'm working on a score, as a matter of fact, for the movie Nosferatu that I just mentioned a few minutes ago. Yep. I'm pretty much finished with it, more or less. I have a friend who had a copy of Nosferatu, an original 16mm print from the Museum of Modern Art that he got in the 60s, which was one of the only versions that made it to America from Europe at that time, because the movie was originally ordered destroyed by the courts in Germany because there was a lot of copyright infringement involved in that at the time. So he approached me at some point asking me if I wanted to write some music for it because he'd like to show it. He does a lot of like screenings of films and movies, and it's something that I had considered doing before in the past, as far back as Blitzkid. I toyed with the idea, but I don't think I was ready at that time for it. So it came at a good time. I started that last year, and I'm, as I said, more or less finished with it right now. I just need to kind of take some time with it and just kind of polish it up a little bit. But I am working on a new record as well. I have all of the songs written, save one, and I'm working on that now. So when that last song's finished, I'm going to go and do some pre-production and start demoing some things out. But I'll be in the studio really soon.
Ooh, so we can hear some new music soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Some new Argyle Goolsby stuff on top of the score, and it'll be a busy year next year for sure.
And I also saw you worked with Tom Savini just currently.
The way that happened is Tom is friends with Cortland, who is the gentleman who had the copy of Nosferatu that I'm writing the score for. So Cortland knows Tom, and Cortland had asked Tom if he would be interested in doing like some Q&A, just to talk about the movie, the makeup, some aspects of it. You know, because as we all know, I mean, Tom's an amazing effects artist. He's been doing it for a very, very long time, full of information when it comes to this sort of thing. So they were at a convention together over the summer, and then Tom, you know, we got an interview with him. So that's going to be one of the features on the score. More or less, it's going to be kind of formatted in a DVD. So the physical product will come in a DVD case, and there will be the DVD with the score attached to the film, and then we'll have features with that as well. So we have, besides Tom Savini, a couple of other people in the industry that we're working with right now doing interviews, but I don't want to spoil it just yet.
Yeah.
But then we'll have the CD version as well in that same format. So there'll be an audio CD, then there'll be the DVD with the music. So, but we do have some really good people lined up for this. I think a lot of people are going to be stoked when they find out who all is going to be a part of the features.
Oh, okay.
So.
And then, is there anything else you guys would like to add to anybody watching this at home?
Yeah, just thanks for checking us out. And if you haven't, thanks preemptively for checking us out, if you would be so kind. We're going to try to get back out here in this way, Phoenix area next year, either with the Nosferatu score or the new album, and we'll be back. So just keep tabs on what we're doing. Come see us. We appreciate it.
I want to kind of reiterate the same thing. This was my first time out here and Damnation's first time out here, and we didn't really know what to expect going into it. We obviously anticipated that there would be a warm response to all the Roving Midnight stuff, but everybody also treated Damnation with open arms around here. Everybody we met along the way were very welcoming and inviting and supportive of what we were doing with Goolsby, as well as what we were doing on our own. So I just want to say thank you, and I really look forward to the opportunity to getting back here and seeing everybody for a second time.
Yeah, everybody out here has been very supportive, and just want to thank everyone who came out to the tour, came to the shows, everybody involved. Tommy over here in the wings this whole time, the unsung heroes.
Yeah, the unsung heroes, I think we should get a mention too. This tour was a lot of fun, but between Tommy and our two road guys, Steven and Patrick, a lot of things wouldn't have been nearly as smooth sailing as they were.
And we want to thank the guys in Zombiest as well.
I
mean, I was label mates with those guys, and then I never had the chance to really get to know them. Do you know what I mean? Because they were all the way out here, we were out on the east, and their tenure as a band was shorter than ours in Blitzkid. So when I found out that they were reforming and regrouping, I was really hoping at some point that we could do some shows together. And I ran into Jared and Mario last year when I was out here, and just kind of planted the seeds of maybe we can do something together. And then I'm glad it was able to work out. So just want to thank those guys for really just being super accommodating and cool, and coming along with us and making the tour that much better.
Hopefully we'll be able to get them back out east with us and kind of repay the favor. And
I want to thank these guys too, in Damnation, because they really made this tour possible for me. If it wasn't for these guys, I wouldn't even be here right now to do this tour, because we had plans. It had fallen through with another incarnation of the band, and it was more or less just going to go. It was just going to be a wash. And I called up Brad and asked if he wanted to do it, and these guys said yeah. And really they learned. How many songs did you guys learn?
We ended up learning 20.
20 songs in really a very short amount of time. Yeah. That's a lot to ask. It really is. And again, I'm aware of it, because when it's not your music, it's hard. Do you know what I'm saying? To learn that many songs, because you're really having to learn the intricacies and nuances of another person's songwriting. But these guys did an amazing job. So.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you too, buddy.
And thank you very much for having us.
Thank you guys for joining me.
Yeah.
It was fun. And thank you guys, and then I'll have all their stuff linked below. I have their Instagrams, everything.
And that's it.